So it is a bit breezy out there at the minute, so today I'm going to give you a few simple swing tips for playing golf in the wind. Also, I'm going to compare TaylorMade's GAPR with what looks to be one of the most popular hybrids certainly TaylorMade have made, the new SIM MAX hybrid. A lot of tour players are putting this into play, so I'm going to put these head to head. We're going to have a little bit of fun in here, but we're going to get out there and brave the storm as well. You might want to keep watching this. So as I mentioned, there is a storm out there. Storm Ciara is rampaging through the country at the minute, so please be careful, take care, and hopefully you'll stay safe. Here on the Fylde coast, we got battered by 80-mile-an-hour winds and over 50 mil of rain fell yesterday alone. I posted a couple of tweets yesterday that seemed to have gone viral, over 110,000 views already, 250,000 impressions. Amazon Prime, Club Golf Magazine, National Golf Magazine and Golf Monthly have all been using that tweet, which was showing how severe the weather was here across the golf course yesterday. However, despite that, within 3 hours, as you can see, the course was almost immaculate. Today it is still closed. It's Monday now, it's closed. Not due to the rain though, the course is fully drained, but more due to the fact there is still 60-mile-an-hour winds out there and it is unsafe to play. However, I thought I'd chat to you a little bit about playing that stinger shot, and I'd also thought, well, this breeze is a perfect opportunity to put these kind of clubs to the test. So I use currently the GAPR as my 3-iron. Okay, it's 19 degrees aloft. It gives me about 220 yards with a solid hit. One thing about hybrid clubs generally, they seem to pop the ball up in the air too much, and we definitely don't want that today. In a short while, we're going to nip out to our 16th hole into the wind and see if we can reach the green with these two clubs. But just to give you a few playing characteristics, when you look down at the GAPR, it's quite a small head. For me, that gave me the confidence it wasn't going to balloon up in the air too high. Certainly the SIM MAX hybrid, again, same loft, 19 degree. It is a 3 hybrid. They're both the same shaft length, very similar performing shafts these, similar weight and similar flex, but the wider body, the slightly longer from face to the back of the club, generally gives you the feeling it might pop it up in the air a little bit too much. So we're going to see how they compare versus each other. Looking down at the two, the GAPR looks neater and easier to get out of those bad lies. The SIM MAX looks like you might be able to pop it off that fairway, off those bare lies a little bit easier. So a very similar club. I'm going to, couple of pointers when you're playing those low shots, try not to release the club too much. Make sure you keep the hands ahead and keep the loft off the club. You might see Rory, who is now world #1 by the way, playing these with what he calls a dead arm shot, where he's keeping the hands and arms out of the shot and using his chest to keep that loft off the club. So this is the GAPR hybrid, 19 degree. That was a nice hit. Like I said, a little bit of draw on that. I'm expecting around the 220 mark, carrying at the 200 and finishing at 220. Yeah, that felt pretty solid. Just on a quick note, congratulations to Nick Taylor, second win. TaylorMade player Nick Taylor over in the States at Pebble Beach in the Pro-Am. Great scoring, and again using a full bag of sim product. There is a lot of traction right now about this sim. Like I said, the SIM MAX hybrid, it's got the V-steel sole, very attractive from the top edge. I'm going to give it a little whack now, see if we can get past that GAPR. Okay, we've got the SIM MAX hybrid now. This is the 3, like I mentioned before, very popular on tour. Does seem to give you a bit more confidence looking down at that bigger body, that's for sure. Felt pretty good. Okay, as I expected, the GAPR's launching a lot lower, 11.5 degrees. The SIM hybrid, 14.4. Ball speed's very similar, 0.3 of a mile an hour difference. 131 with the GAPR, 131.9, 132.2 off the SIM MAX. Carry distance is very similar, but because the hybrid is coming down a little bit steeper descent angle. It's not quite going as far. I've lost about 8 yards. So certainly heading out on a golf course in a minute in this breeze, I'm expecting GAPR to give me that slightly better ball flight, lower trajectory, more penetrating, and this to be a little bit more floaty. That is not what we need out there with 50-mile-an-hour winds, that's for sure. By the way, if you do subscribe to the channel already, thank you very much, do appreciate that. If you don't, give us a subscribe, hit the notifications bell so you don't miss out on anything. Follow me on my socials as well, it's at Dan Webster Golf across Instagram, Twitter and Facebook. So let's head out and brave the storm. So we're out on the 16th hole here at St Anne's Links in 50-mile-an-hour winds. It is 153 yards to the green. This is a stiff breeze straight into. I'm going to give the GAPR a go first. And we kind of looked inside in the studio and understood that the GAPR certainly gave me a slightly lower ball flight. We're definitely going to need that here. Something piercing when it's breezy, swing it easy apparently. Let's see what happens. That's just a little bit right of the green. Just we can get it down there. Oh, go on! That's got to be good, Johnny. Oh, I don't know, what do you think? Right, let's hit the Sim Max. Well, we know that the GAPR was going to give me a lower ball flight. This could just balloon up into the air. I might be able to catch it. Oh, that's a good hit. It's just drawn left. Give it one more go. Nice flight that. Surprisingly, that didn't pop up as high as I was expecting. So we know these go over the 210 mark in the studio. This is only 153 yards today. It's got to be good. Got to be good. Looks like it might have just drawn left. Let's go down and see how these have got on. Okay, so we're down by the green. As you can see, there's water everywhere. These bunkers are flooded. Like I said, so much rain came down yesterday. But this was the GAPR, just right at the green. Greg, you've been a bit naughty, back pin into this wind. But I think we've got that around about the 140 mark, so it was a good hit. Playing this little chip shot now, we've got to keep it down again, keep it low into the breeze. This is brutal. Look at that though. Go on. Go on. Oh. Just keeping the flight down, keep the hands forward, knock all that loft off the club. Let's go and find the other one. Okay, looks like we've got a little bit further up the green here. So this was with the hybrid. I was concerned it might pop up, but in reality it didn't. The flight was great. I am using the TaylorMade TP5 balls, which are fantastic in this kind of weather. I'm playing a bit down and across here, so I need a bit of a floater. I'm not sure, Johnny, if you'll say. Currently it is preferred lies. I'm going to give myself... Okay, so just watch yourself here, Johnny. Slide that blade under the ball. Again, for a little bit more flight on this shot, as opposed to the last one, which was down under the wind. Oh, that's good. Oh, we like that. Look at that, little bit of short game wizardry there. I'm going to give myself those two, considering the conditions. But just have a little look around the green at the water that's lying out here. Greg has done an amazing job keeping this course open. However, sometimes you just have to succumb to the weather. Wow, that was a bit brutal. However, it was definitely good to get out there and storm test these two clubs. Interesting to see that despite the numbers here in the studio, this Sim Max hybrid was quite playable. Again, I may well have adapted because of that wind and potentially stayed over the ball a little bit longer. You know, these are things that I'll have naturally done. However, I did try and give it as fair test as possible. And this did sneak a few more yards compared to the GAPR. However, both ball flights were pretty penetrating into that wind, which certainly surprised me about the hybrid. If you are in the market for a hybrid, if you're looking for something between your 5-iron, 4-iron and your 3-wood, then it's definitely worth getting custom fitted, and if you do, certainly try out the new Sim Max hybrid. Okay. Some news from closer to home here. We did host Winter League on Saturday. Congratulations to Gary Lee and Simon Wright, two very tough competitors holding off the field with 42 points. Well done. And unfortunately Sunday was closed. Yeah, the course was closed due to the heavy rain and obviously storm winds. It is now Monday afternoon. There's every chance the course will be closed tomorrow as well due to those winds. And I must reiterate, please stay safe. This storm is milling around for a few more days, so like I said, hopefully you will stay safe. Don't make any unnecessary journeys, and don't nip out on the golf course and play holes that you don't need to. Well, that's it from me this week. Thanks again for watching. I do appreciate your support. If you do subscribe, like I said, great, thank you. If you don't, hit the subscribe button, give us a little thumbs up, make any comments below, and also make sure you hit the notifications bell. That's all from me this week. I'm going to go and warm up a little bit. Thanks for watching.